Okay, so hello there. We're talking about the anterior ankle, the front of the ankle, and the muscles that are involved in dorsiflexing the foot, which are at the front of the ankle, are the tibialis anterior and the two extensors, the hallucis longus and the digitorum. And so they're responsible, those two last ones, for lifting up the toes, the big toe, and then the four toes, and then the dorsiflexion of the foot. So if we're dorsiflexing, then the angle is diminishing until we're coming from a long a long range. When the muscle is stretched, the muscles are stretched to a short range, so we're moving from a plantar flexion to a dorsiflexion. And so for that, we can do Utkatasana, we can do squat like Malasana, we could even go down to Pashasana. And so if we're thinking that we're kind of pulling the coude de pied, the top of the foot, to the shin as we're coming down, and they're pulling towards each other to decrease the angle, and we're coming into dorsiflexion and we're going down to the degree that we can go down, this would be a concentric contraction. And we're starting from a long range and we're going to a short range. And then when we go down into our squat, and we kind of stay there, we're in an isometric contraction, especially of the tibialis. If we think that we want to lift the toes up, then it would be also for the digitorum and the hallucis longus. And then if we think that we want to bring the knees even further forward and we want to pull even further the coude de pied to the tibia, then we're going into an overcoming. So if we're just kind of hanging there and we're comfortably into our squat, then it could be just like a co-contraction. I would say that for me, being in Pashasana, even if my heels are lifting, would be an even bigger overcoming. And with Utkatasana, it might be a little less, but we could still find it if we're thinking coude de pied to the tibia, tibia to the coude de pied, trying to be as low as we can, sending the knees as forward as we can. So it's an isometric, it could be overcoming, or it could be just, what did I say? Isometric, overcoming, or just kind of easy going towards yielding, like you said in your own post, Jules. And then what else do I have? Okay, we could be in a reverse lunge, I don't know how to call it, and transitioning from here, coming forward, finding our dorsiflex, taking the knee forward. And so we're starting once again from a long range. We're going to a short range, or we can start from a short range and we're going back. And so if we're starting from this long range, we're coming forward, it is a concentric contraction. And if we're coming here and we're going back, it's an eccentric contraction. And if we have somebody that is kind of resisting us, so we have to even fight more, then it would be an overcoming. If we're here, or here, or here, losing my balance, or kind of back, that requires balance, back here and trying to dorsiflex, or here, it would be an isometric because we're not moving. Same thing could be in warrior as well. Yeah, if we're having the knee forward enough so the foot cannot actually lift, we could just lift the toes, which is for the hallucis digitorum. If we go a little further, we're thinking top of the foot to the shin, shin to the top of the foot, isometric. The more we do it, the more we can recruit the muscles. Goes to an overcoming, but it's yoga, so I don't know how much we want to do that. What else did I think? Yes, we could be in sort of plantar flex position, going down into a dorsiflex. So that would be, once again, an eccentric. Could be even forward. I could be facing forward. I could be in warrior one doing exactly the same thing. And then this might be a little trickier. Could be sitting on the heels in plantar flexion, thinking that I want to dorsiflex my feet. So from a long position, it's isometric, and I'm thinking of dorsiflexion. So I'm pushing my toes into the floor, trying to bring the top of the foot to my shin, thinking that I want to actually dorsiflex my foot, but I can. So it's an isometric in a long range. And other variations from what I showed standing up could be also, instead of just being in Utkatasana, it could be being in eagle pose. Same thing with the ankle of the standing leg. It could also be in warrior three. I could start with a bent knee, and I can really think of pushing the foot forward, and then from here I'm going into a neutral, let's say, stance, and then I'm lowering down and I'm pulling the knee forward. I'm pulling the shin to the foot to the shin. I can stay there in warrior three, and it's an isometric, but when I'm moving, I'm going down is a concentric. When I'm coming out of it is an eccentric. Could be in bridge. I could be here. I could be in bridge with my foot lifting up into dorsiflexion, and I can slowly move down, and I can slowly move up. Eccentric towards neutral, concentric to the end range. And when I stop moving and I stay in that position, I'm in an isometric. Or if I'm here and I have somebody resisting my feet lifting up, and I try to lift up, that would be an isometric, but in the long range. I think that's enough, and I hope I am recording because I have a doubt.